Hey beautiful soul stars, welcome to Starlight, Starbright Tarot. I hope you're all well. Love, light and blessings to each and every one of you. I hope you're well. Oh my god, yesterday's video, one, it went on forever, and two, it just, I don't know what happened, but I had to chop it up a lot, so you'll see probably a lot of jumps in the video. Generally my videos are pretty smooth. I can often do them in one take. Anyway, let's hope this one goes better. You know, that's all interference, so devils be gone. Devil, get behind me. Alright, burn in hell. Alright, love to you guys. Let's find out what's going on. We have some interesting cards that have been drawn today. We have the Karma cards, we have Mystic Margin, and we have the Deviant Moon again drawn for today, and we have the Scapini. So let's get started. I'm just going to leave this in the middle because I noticed that my camera doesn't focus while I'm shuffling. So I'll leave that in the middle until we draw the cards. And then we have, oh, Justice. So it's all about justice, Libran energy, truth and justice. And my readings have been very much along the lines of justice and truth. And understanding that there is spiritual justice at the end of the day. You know your truth. No one, you know, you don't need to argue your truth. If people want to say stuff about you, this is a test of your strength, not to let these people or these situations draw you into lower vibrational energy. Because when we get frustrated and we try and explain our truth and, you know, we don't feel that we're believed, you know, all of these things are very frustrating and harmful and hurtful. And, but what the other person does, or what, you know, the other people in this situation, the other side, what happens is that they're able to say that you're an emotional wreck, or that you know, talk too much, or that you know, and then it can often also become so frustrating that it leads to an argument, and then they can say, look at you, you're crazy. So you really need to stand firm is what I'm getting. Know that you have the divine God of love and light, God, the all, the angels, ancestors. You know, they're here to support you is what I'm getting within the divine world. You are important in the divine world. You are a person of light. You've probably been through many trials, but you've still come out of it a loving, caring and kind person. Not perfect, no one is. So this is all about responding rather than reacting. This came up in yesterday's reading is what I'm getting. And see, we have 5, we have Roman numerals of V111, which is 8, taking back your power. Stand in your truth. This person has a poker face, they're not saying anything. So, you know, keep your face serious as well, and stay calm for what might be coming. You know, we're having to face tests and trials every day, and you know, you need to try and stay balanced, stay logical with yourself as well. People will, you know, say all sorts of things just to get a reaction out of you, so do not react is what I'm getting. What's this all going to be about? Okay. And see, V is 5, conflict, and 3. So there could be 3 other people, or it could be within a collaboration of some kind. It could be to do with work. It could also just be to do with 3 of Swords, heartache and heartbreak as well. So, you know, you kind of feel like you're up against it. People are trying to get a reaction out of you, but you must stand firm. Know your truth. The truth is coming out. We're living in a time where truth cannot be suppressed any longer. And the thing is, often these people, they know the truth. Like, they know what they're doing. You don't need to point it out is what I'm getting, and this is what we're coming to. Let them fall on their own sword. If they can't get a reaction out of you, you know, they'll just go away. If it is to do with legal things and legal cases and things like that, you know, stand your ground, you know your truth, and know that the divine all is taking care of you. So, and then we have, oh, the Emperor. See, the divine God of law is here. So we have the Emperor here. So this is, you know, possibly to do with judges, a judgment of some kind. But the Emperor, you know, oversees many lands. The Emperor is highly skilled. The Emperor is very powerful. So there's something here to do with maybe someone very powerful trying to corrupt or trying to enforce something, or perhaps they're talking with someone else in order to, you know, help you with whatever needs to be helped. But this is divine, this is, you know, divine assistance. And we have a Page of Swords. Yeah, you're being defended. So, you know, this could be small things as well, to do with bills, to do with just putting your point across, that kind of thing. But see, in this deck, this person looks pretty sneaky, that kind of thing as well. So there could be somebody around you who's trying to gossip about you, they're trying to discredit you in some way. You know, and you're going to see their true face. This is like yesterday's reading. You know, I talked about that 1980s movie where he puts the glasses on and you can see everybody for who they are. You know, he can tell who the humans are and the non-humans, or the soulless people, as I would call it. You know, people without a soul, without a heart. So, but this person has their sword down. It's almost like they're being silenced as well, or maybe you haven't had a response to something that is very important to you. Let's find out more. So we'll just get another card. Oop. And we have, oh, the Seven of Wands. So yeah, you know, battling, hidden enemies, these sorts of things, a lot of stress. Somebody who's trying to maybe hush someone else up, that kind of thing as well. But see, remain silent. Let the rabble do it. This is like the rabble with an extra couple of wands. You know, they're kind of scheming. There's some kind of scheming here going on in this deck. This is a Scapini. But yeah, see how we have this person over the fence giving the two-finger salute. Yeah, and these people are kind of just ignoring it. So this could be even somebody over the fence. It could be disputes to do with property, with the Emperor here, that kind of thing, leases and property. It's just not tennis. We have somebody here with a tennis racket. So, you know, this could even be, you know, you're just minding your own business, you're playing a sport. You know, Seven of Wands is very action-oriented. But, you know, you have people who are trying to disturb the peace. You know, there's somebody here who's trying to get people's attention and nobody's paying them any attention. And this is what's going on here. When we do not pay attention, when we do not answer to people who are just trying to cause trouble, they haven't got an argument, is what I'm saying. It's all bluster. It's all, you know, heated bluster, frustration is what I'm getting. Yeah, when we ignore these people, you know, they show themselves for who they are. You know, it's shown in their face. So there's some kind of like line of defense going on here as well. Yes, and no one's really paying attention or will pay attention to what this person's trying to do. These times are over where people who are just and true are picked on, so other people can hide their lies, so other people can hide their true face, you know, holding on to their power, which is the Seven of Wands. You know, their position, their lowly position of power is what I've got here as well. This is like a bad principal picking on a good teacher. This is like a government system trying to hurt and harm innocent people. This is all being made right. We have strong justice here, is what I'm getting. There could be some kind of vindication coming your way. Someone's going to make a mistake. They're going to say and do the wrong thing. They're going to show themselves for who they are. And people are just not going to pay attention to this. It's all bluster is what I'm getting. And sevens, you know, the angels are here. And we have, oh, the Nine of Coins. So, you know, this could also be to do with money. See, over the fence, this person's screaming and yelling when it comes to their pathway of money. It could be their job, their career, but they basically aren't really getting anyone to pay attention. So there's something here with the Nine of Pentacles here to do with money, the money trail, that kind of thing. And they are screaming, yelling, shouting, because they are trying to cause some kind of obstruction. They're trying to hide something. So there's somebody here who's hidden things from you. They've blustered. There was a time when everybody believed them because they might put on a good face. You know, these are the people who on the outside are perfect people, perfect citizens, perfect partners, perfect parents, but at the end of the day they are corrupt. So, you know, they are corrupt, they are devoid of a soul. They are going to show themselves for who they are. They're trying to protect their wealth. They're trying to protect their money path is what I'm getting. So somebody could have hidden money from you. They're trying to say they're poor as well with this Seven of Wands battler kind of energy. Seven of Wands, you know, fighting the system. Yeah. So somebody's hidden money from you, or they're trying to obstruct something. And see, Nine of Pentacles is the card of respect, is the card of being put on a pedestal, is the card of independence and things like that as well. So, you know, they're trying to protect their reputation, but they're really, at the end of the day, going to make a fool of themselves. So if you have a legal issue that's going on, it looks like you're going to win the battle. People are showing themselves for who they are. Nobody's really paying attention now. It's like the boy that cried wolf. You know, when people say things without evidence, without being able to back it up, this is all changing. There was a time that we've been through a period where people could slander, they could hide money, they could do all sorts of things and get away with it based on their reputation. Yeah, and they can't do that anymore because the divine is stepping in here. God Almighty himself and his, you know, battalion of angels swooping in. So there's somebody who's very clever here is what I'm getting. This person has a very clever, cunning face, and they're just not responding. They're letting, you know, this person, you know, fall on their own sword is what I'm getting. We have black cats here and things like that as well. So your silence is actually going to drive somebody crazy. And this is what we do when we come to an end of a relationship. Maybe you're battling with someone at the moment. Maybe you've had many arguments and fights. Maybe trying to defend yourself, this kind of thing. Somebody who has more power than you, but at the end of the day, they're spiritually powerless. So things are going to be made right. So what was I saying? I lost the thread of what I was saying. Yeah, so yeah, empty words and bluster aren't going to go anymore. Like, people are going to stand up for themselves as well. They're going to call it out, calling out the slander. That's what I was trying to say. When you come to an end of a relationship, you know, rather than keep battling and this person wearing you out and wearing you down, or these people, it's best just to retreat from that and say nothing. And when you fall silent and just look at someone's face, like just become the observer, just see them as a talking head, that's when you really see their true character. And this could be somebody you've been with for 9 years. This could be a 9-year battle, or yeah, so because the Nine of Pentacles here, and the Nine of Pentacles, it's like your reputation's going to be restored. They're trying to defend their reputation, but people's eyes are being opened and your reputation is going to be restored. You're also going to have the finances you need to get onto your rightful path as well. The divine knows that you've been through a struggle. The divine knows that you you know, that you have felt isolated. The divine knows that, you know, you feel like your prayers have not been answered. But with the coins, it is about timing as much as anything else. And it's about design, and it's about engineering, that kind of thing. Somebody could be, you know, an engineer or whatever. But it's like architecture. Like everything, the divine all has to have everything put into place at the right time. So if you're not coping with something, just withdraw and be silent. People could have gaslighted you. People could have been on this person's side. You may have lost friends. Often in divorces, you know, we lose friends because people take sides. But nobody's taking sides with this person anymore. People are going to see this person for who they truly are, and this is going to be a divine justice. But your reputation's being restored. Also money, and Nine of Swords. Yeah, this has been very stressful. It's been very difficult. You know, they've put you into this, you know, situation of like near death. But see this person here, looks like they're in prison. So somebody's going to go to prison for this, with the Hermit here as well, the Wise Man, shining a light on this as well. So there's been some kind of crime committed within your family, within your community, even within your workplace. You maybe tried to say something and you lost everything. This is often what happens to awakened wonders, is that they, you know, you want to do what's just and right. Like you are a just and true person. You did everything right. But as I said yesterday, it was kind of like bad timing. But was it? Because you're a witness. You're a divine witness to the bad behaviors of these people. If you're doing the right thing and really, you know, I'm not saying that perfect, of course, but if you're doing the right thing in every aspect of your life, you know, you wouldn't treat people this way, you wouldn't lie about people, you wouldn't slander people, you know, all of this. You're just calling out the truth, and then they call you slanderous when they have no evidence. So there's being evidence here that is being dug up as well. You could have lost a parent, or there could have been someone around you who was ill. This could also be to do with hospitals and things like that as well. You know, perhaps you looked after somebody who was ill, somebody who maybe didn't even deserve your time and attention, but because you're a beautiful and compassionate person, you know, you weren't going to let this person die alone, is what I'm getting. So your reputation's being restored. The money's going to come flowing in as well. There's going to be some kind of compensation. So whether this is a divorce, or to do with a property battle, or to do with your work, which is what I was saying, or to do with heartache and heartbreak, everything's going to be put right, because you are the eyes of truth. You saw this person's face. It was all recorded in your mind, in your memory. You were there. They've tried to confuse you about the truth, blame you, all sorts of things, just to hide their bad behavior. So there's a money trail here as well. They could be withholding money from you. This could be to do with custody battles, or some kind of money, bank accounts, all going to be uncovered. And very soon at that is what I'm getting. So if you've been battling the system and you've been unfairly treated, you may have been a whistleblower that's been silenced. This is all about to change. So, you know, God Almighty's in the room. Justice is being served. You were right. You were true. You tried to call this person or these people out. They were savage. Like, this person's like savage, and, you know, look at them. Trying to protect their wealth, trying to protect their reputation while throwing you under the bus. Wow, that's full on, isn't it? So, you know, love to you if this is the case. Yeah, and we have the Seven of Wands again. Boo. You know, they're trying to scare you. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. Seven of Wands again. You know, they're trying to hide. They're trying to scare you. Peekaboo, like, look at this. It's like, boo. Could be something here to do with Halloween or something like that. It could even be to do with boats and boating, because I often get, you know, the idea of canoes and, you know, this kind of paddling kind of idea. In the traditional rider-waite. So yeah, they're trying to scare you. You know, they're peeking out behind the door. They won't let you in. This could also be security and security guards and things like that. But at the end of the day, they're burning up, because you've got to a point in your life where you've kind of just given up and surrendered it all to God, because that's what you have to do. You just have to kind of give up for now, and not defeatist, but just give up and let the divine, let God do what needs to be done. So, because we don't know what our true path is, we don't really know what we're doing, whether, you know, and how that resonates within the divine universe. So, screaming and shouting, though, does. See, this person's getting close up and personal, getting in your face. They've gone from being over the fence to now trying to be in your face, getting a reaction, and, you know, that's it. Poker face, pay no attention, because this is all bluster. It's all fire. It's all nonsense. They're burning themselves down. You know, they're burning their own house down, is what I'm getting. Not literally, that's a metaphor. But there could be something here to do with arson and arson attacks and insurance claims. You know, all of this is coming out. The truth is coming out, because that's the divine order of things. Everything has to be brought back into balance. The pendulum swings one way, it swings the other. Sometimes it sits in the middle for a while, which is where we kind of need it to be, to have things settled. So yeah, this could also be to do with child custody and things like that, threatening you with child custody, threatening you with things that you never did to do with children. Also, all that's coming out. So all those people who abused the system, who abuse children, you know, we have, you know, we have people in jobs who really do not look after the vulnerable. You did what was right. You tried to protect the vulnerable. You are a person of integrity, and you had your reputation torn down by someone who's pointing the finger at you because that's what they're doing, projecting onto you. And you've had to suffer this. You know, it could have been 9 years. I'm getting even 2009 or 2019. All that truth is coming out. Yeah. And then we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, see? The battle between light and dark. There's a battle going on here. Two sides at war with the Two of Swords. Yeah, so Two of Swords. So, you know, this is like two bodies, two heads. It's like fighting with yourself as well. But there's a major war going on, a spiritual war. And Two of Swords is generally to do with the career, contracts, things like that. A decision that needs to be made. So it's kind of like they're at war with themselves is what I'm getting. They put you at war with yourself. You were torn. You didn't know which way to go. You were kind of locked out of being able to make a decision, you know, wrongfully accused from hidden enemies. A lot of these things, and that's it, you know, hands up. You just have to surrender all this to the divine. But they're getting caught. We're going to see people being imprisoned. You could have a partner that could actually end up in prison because of some kind. It's like someone's picking up the trail, someone's picking up the case. You know, we have detective work going on here. I've said this in another reading as well, where, you know, you might have put some paperwork in and then it never went any further because there wasn't any justice in it. There was just hush money. I know the education department here, if you, you know, if you try and call out the education department for anything, they come swooping in. They do their own internal investigations. They try and then they give you you have to sign and have compensation money given to you, and it's really just hush money, right? They're just shutting you up. So if you sign these documents and accept money from these people, then went down the track, you're kind of gagged. So you know, people who don't sign these hush money contracts, people who, you know, like whistleblowers and things like that, people who don't sign these things, you know, they can be hounded really badly until they have such a bad mental illness that they can never work again, or they make sure that you can never speak or work again. They have you fighting and battling yourself. You know, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, right? You didn't do anything wrong. And then we have people who have done heinous things, terrible things, as they've infiltrated these systems where they can never be fired. You know, I don't believe that you should have a job for life once you're permanent in a system, in a government system. It should be tenured. You know, everybody should be scrutinized. Everybody should work for their positions, in my opinion. So, yeah, so this is all coming out. So you could have actually put something into the system and it hasn't moved forward because the time wasn't right. But you know, whatever this is, it's going to be made right by the divine. Even if the divine just drops a massive big money bag in your lap, or, you know, helps you in some way, then financially, you know, you're going to have more financial freedom and independence is what I'm getting. And see, we have the Lovers. So this could be to do with love. It can be to do with partnerships and these sorts of things. And the Lovers is generally a third party. So there's something here to do with, yeah, someone that you loved, someone that you trusted. You know, this is the other thing as well with the Page of Swords here. And they were kind of like, this is like the Merchant of Venice. You know, they withheld money from you. They could have actually had a third party in the traditional French deck called Les Marseilles, the deck of Marseille. You know, we always have that third person. So there could be something here that's being uncovered. There's some words or something that's being said that shows there's a betrayal here, that there's a third person involved, because we have a snake down here with these Lovers. You know, we have this snake. There's a third person. involved in this as well, or there's a third person who has information who at the right time will step forward, but all's going to become clear. So, you know, you've been betrayed by people you loved when it comes to intimacy and romance and that kind of thing as well. They could have threatened you with some kind of misconduct, but at the end of the day, again, it was them projecting onto you. So, and then we have, oh, the Hierophant. It's funny, this came up yesterday. So yeah, we have the Hierophant here. So God is definitely in the room. And see how we have this person looking at these lovers with that look on his face. So there's some information coming forward about misconduct or, you know, betrayals. It's going to be, something's going to be found, could even be photographs and things like that. But there's definitely evidence that is emerging. And with the Hierophant here, see, this is all about your reputation. This is about people being traditional. This person, you know, is pious and righteous. You know, they are the Hierophant. You know, and look at their face. There's nothing godly about people who try and destroy others in order to protect their own lives. So this is all coming, you know, coming forward. You could have people even hiding behind the church and things like that. And then we have the Page of Wands. You know, there's good news coming. A light is being shone on this person, on these people, on these structures. So the Page of Wands is like a reporter. And we have some, you know, this person's on stilts. Somebody could wear very high shoes, or they, somebody has a wooden leg. Could be to do with disabilities and things like that. And then under that we have, what is, I don't know what these, oh, swords, Six of Swords. Yeah, with the World here as well. Yeah, so it kind of looks sort of like Chinese, things like that. There could be, and then we have the Five of Wands. And I shuffled this deck so hard but we're getting similar cards coming up to yesterday. So yeah, you're moving away from all this, or somebody's trying to get away. They're trying to get away with it, with the Six of Swords here, with the information in this boat. And they're being stopped by a Page of Wands who's trying to interview them. So you've got people who are being tracked down, chased, yeah, interviewed. But there is a trail here. There's a money trail. So on a personal level, whatever, if this all resonates with you on a personal level, things are going to be put right. Things are going to be outed. There's information somewhere. You know, you were embattled, accused you of things that they did. You know, if you were a person who didn't have a third party, you didn't take, you know, you weren't involved in a third party, you know, you're going to have justice. If you did everything right, you're going to have justice in this. People are showing themselves for who they are, because that's also, it's almost like liar, liar. They're being forced to tell the truth. And then we have these mystic margins. Oh, fire, 30, yeah, the house is burning down. And see, you've been at the mercy, see this person, you've been at the mercy of all this fire. You've been at the mercy of all of these challenges, and you've just had to surrender is what I'm getting. But it's warrior, passion, fearlessness. And see, we had warrior woman yesterday, so you could have a look at yesterday's reading. It's a bit choppy because I was umming and ahhing a lot as well in it, and I don't know, my vibe just wasn't that good. So, you know, warrior, be fearless. You know, people are going to burn in hell for this. They tried to burn you. They tried to hurt and harm you. 33, so, sorry, not 33, but 30, and it reduces to 3. So this could have all begun when you were 30, to do with a partnership, a marriage, or a love. This kind of thing. So 3 is about collaboration, you know, a 3 of Swords, a third person in your relationship, interference. 3 of Wands. Oh, actually, 3 of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. That's not a bad one, but it, you know, you've been stood in the doorway waiting. When is my turn going to come? When are my prayers going to be answered? Yeah, well, it's now. And then we have Alpha Centaurians, foresight, planning, and strategy. Yeah, so you could have been dealing with somebody who's very strategic. You know, you had the foresight, but your hands were tied, is what I'm getting. Somebody just outplayed you because they had more power than you. This is like an Emperor card here as well. So, you know, we're getting the Emperor twice. So this is interesting. So, you know, you need to have a strategy, or someone's coming up with a strategy. This is 2, you know, 2 people. a partnership. You were loyal. You know, there was no third person in your relationship. You did everything right. You were a good parent. They've tried to turn your kids against you, but, you know, your kids are going to be shocked and realize that, you know, whoever's the bad person in all of this is, which, yeah, they are, you know, they're going to start to realize. There's also something here to do with wrestling and muscles and, you know, test of wills going on here. But it's like, you know, you've been put into this, you know, like you have to choose a side at the end of the day, or someone's trying to make you, force you to choose a side, but you... But you're on the side of right and justice, so you don't have to prove yourself, is what I'm getting. Somebody could be very muscular. They could even be a twin, is what I'm getting. So, you know, you're being asked to just have this fearlessness, surrender, let yourself fall. Like, this person's face is very happy. And vegans, so you could be a vegan. Yeah, you've had to seek solitude, and, you know, to find peace in all of this. 23, 32, they're very evil numbers. The little man in Germany back in the Second World War was a life path. I think he was 32, could have been a 23. My parents, my mother was a 23, my father was a 32, and they were neo-Nazi, very cruel people, terrible people. And my father was a Satanist and dragged my mother into that as well. How I am such an amazing, beautiful person of heart, I'll never know. I'll never know. By the grace of God, go I. So, yeah, so, and then we have vegans here. So somebody could be a vegan. There could be something around meat and things like that. You know, like, you don't have to eat bugs like the EU tells you. You can just become a vegetarian or a vegan. Yeah, you're going to be vindicated. You're going to become more independent, peaceful, enjoying nature, that kind of thing. There could also be two people coming together to have a child. But you're also going to be with someone. I'm not going to lift it up. I don't want to look at another card underneath. My readings go too long at the moment. But yeah, you could have two people where, you know, reaching out, communicating together. You could be coming into a marriage. This was also yesterday's reading. It's a repeat reading, so somebody who needs to listen to it probably hasn't. Yeah, so, you know, you're going to be with somebody who has the same morals, values and beliefs as you. You possibly are going to come into a marriage where you're going to have children, a beautiful lifestyle, and have peace and independence. So also solitude, you know, together with people you love or someone you love is what I'm getting as well. And then we have one of these. These are the karma cards. I'm actually not an astrology person, so I have no idea. So this could be to do with diplomacy as well, relationships, getting a fair deal, the 7th house. So yeah, so there's a fair deal coming here, fair trade, that kind of thing. Did I say, you know, so getting a fair deal, things are coming into balance. You're going to get a fair deal, or even more than a fair deal. So you need to kind of have diplomacy, you need to have tact, maybe you do, and just let this person fall on their own sword. The days of people who put up a good front, pretending they're awesome, pretending, you know, they're the amazing ones because they're the main breadwinner and they have a great job, and, you know, you're a lowly stay-at-home mum or something like that, or you've given up your career, and you have a part-time job. You know, people with the money speak when it comes to law. The law always sides with the person with the most money because that's where they can, you know, charge the most money as well. So when it comes to relationships, everything's coming into balance. So you could end up having a very passionate affair as well with someone. You may not feel this way, but this is what's happening. Your days of solitude are over. You're going to have some partnerships or people coming into your life who are beautiful, and you are going to share some kind of money path, a wealth path is what I'm getting. And see, look, we have this, and it's the attraction of pleasure from good times, Venus. So that's love, good times, pleasure coming your way. So once, you know, things are being put right that were upside down, the tables are turning. People are being seen for who they truly are. You're no longer being put into a situation where you have to pay for other people's lies. So all of this silencing of people, you know, silencing people of truth is over, and you're going to be quite surprised, because, you know, the truth is going to come out. It's going to be like a miracle is what I'm getting. All of a sudden this person's going to say something, like overstep the mark. They're going to say or do something and overstep the mark. And this is going to alert people to the fact that you were true all along. You were honest and truthful. You know, there could have been documentation against you, slander against you, and you had no recourse because people had more power than you, or they just preempted you, you know, like back in the day, or even now to this very day. The person who puts the lawsuit in first, you know, forces the other person to defend themselves. You know, as soon as somebody accuses you of something, you're forced to defend yourself. And people who try and defend themselves are called lie. Why? Oh, he, she doth protest too much. You know, you protest, you even have evidence, and you know it doesn't. You know, and for some fucking reason, these people seem to win the day. No more. Your case is going forward. If you have a case, if you've put any paperwork in, even something like just even an email I'm getting, even just emails, this is all coming to the truth. Lion, time to act. And this is it, you know, you'll know the time to act. The time is now. Lion, Leo energy, taking back your power. Yeah, somebody who's been quite vicious with you, roaring at you, they're being seen for who they truly are. Because, you know, when we're honest and true and on the right side of the law, we do become so frustrated. It does make you battle yourself. You do question yourself and start to think you're going crazy. And then you start to act too emotional. Like if you're too emotional, if you're too this, if you're too that, you know, you must be guilty of something. Like it's just crazy. Or if you're silent, you must be guilty of something. Like it doesn't matter what you do, you're guilty. If you say nothing, you're guilty. If you say too much, you're guilty. If you're over emotional, you're guilty. You know, that's all changing. You know, the innocents are being released. Mountain Road, you are on the road to success. So, you know, take pleasure in this time that you have today, knowing you've climbed a great mountain and that you are going to be successful. And target a goal-oriented person. So, you know, you have been targeted. You've had a target on your back and all this is coming to an end. But also, you know, somebody is very proactive around you. Things are going to start moving. It's a bullseye. It's right on target. This could also be Cupid as well. So there could be someone that you're just talking to, or somebody else is telling, you know, someone else the story. You know, there's something here that's out in the ethers that's going to move your situation forward. And what was on the bottom of these? A journey, either physical or mental. Yeah, it's been a physical journey up this mountain road. It's been a test of your strength, a test of your will with the lion here. Now it's your time to roar. Yeah, claw back. So there's some money being clawed back here. On some level, so you'll be able to claw back, you know, you'll be able to claw back whatever you've lost. The divine is giving it to you. But also the claw, you know, people have their claws out, they're trying to prevent you from moving forward, but it's kind of like you actually don't have to do anything. You can actually just stop talking, be silent, block these people, don't have anything to do with them, and somehow, you know, you've got something that you've started, something in the past that you started, that was in 2 readings ago, that's all of a sudden going to move. It's like people know your story and they're going to tell it. And you could end up being interviewed. That keeps coming up. Mice, discord among, yeah, this has caused a lot of trouble between friends and family. You know, it could even be members of your family who've done this to you, a lover, a partner, a husband, a wife. Yeah, but then we have family wishes coming true. The wishing well, your prayers are being answered. There is a final hurdle, but it's not your fight to fight anymore. You have to put it into the hands of the divine. And we have inkpot. Yes, something's being signed. There's information coming forward. Something you've signed, something you've said, something you've done is going to come forward. Maybe you were interviewed and found to be innocent, but your reputation wasn't restored. Because if you're found innocent in one way, then you have grounds to sue. Maybe you threaten to sue, and then the departments come in and try and shut you up. You know, all of this going on. And this is what we're seeing, you know, like this is no prediction as far as what we're seeing happening. Yeah, and a period of prosperity, bread. So I've shuffled all this. Sorry, I just had to change my battery. Yeah, so it's not, you know, this is not a prediction as far as what's going on. But yeah, the truth is being told. But where this is a prediction for you, and where this will come true for you, is that, yeah, it's everything I'm saying on a personal level. Whatever was hidden from you, whatever was torn, you know, whoever tore you down, whoever put you through this, and it could have been in every area of your life. This is what happens to awakened people, because you're there to witness the people who are kind of possessed by devils, the bad people, the people who have infiltrated places, situations, even your family. You know, you are there to witness. You know, you're witnessing all of this. It's all written down in the book of life. They can't escape that. No one can. Divine justice. I'm just very fortunate that everything I've done with integrity and honesty my whole life, because my parents were the reverse. It's like I rebelled against my parents and became the white sheep of the family. Unfortunately, my brother succumbed. So, yeah, which is very sad. So yeah, you know, period of prosperity and abundance. So for all those people you've striven to do the right thing your whole life, not to be righteous or pious or, you know, not in an egotistical way, but just that's your true nature. These people are the chosen ones. It's not, I'm not saying that you haven't hurt or harmed others, or that you haven't hurt and harmed them out of emotional overflow, or maybe you've said some nasty things, but you can count it all on, you know, 2 hands. You're not a person who strategizes to hurt and harm others, is what I'm getting. You are the chosen ones. And emotionally secure. And you can't pretend. Like, you can't pretend that you're a truly good person if you're not. But you can't be made out to be a bad person if all you've done is got emotional and tried to scream your truth from the mountaintops and being deemed crazy and unfit because other people are hiding their light. You've witnessed these people do this. You know how low people can go, and these are the situations you put into. So even families who try and harm you, you know, who try and harm their own family members, even as far as, you know, trying to wipe them off the face of the earth physically, you know, you have, and people who survive all of this, you know, it's like a video in your head, isn't it? Like, it plays like a video. And that's what, you know, the divine all can see. They play the video that you've recorded in your head, and they can see exactly what went down. So the guilty are always guilty, and the innocent are always innocent in the eyes of God. Unless, of course, they all atone. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So, you know, this is the thing too. You know, you're loving, you're kind, you know, you've done everything you can to be a good parent, or to be a good sibling, or to just to do the right thing, just because it's naturally to you. And you've been shocked, like shock and awe here. You've been shocked to find out that even good, and it makes you question your faith. It makes you question God. You know, it makes you think to yourself, wow, you know, how can. And it, you know, and it happens to so many. Like, there's millions upon millions of people who've been through hell and falsely accused by the false accusers, who think they're getting away with it. Like, there's millions of people like me, like you, and others. There's millions of us, and we're all being vindicated because we never did anything wrong in the first place. You know, like, it's like you feel guilty for not being 100% perfect, but you are 90% perfect. Hey, most people are 10% perfect behind their, you know, facade of 100% perfect. Like, get what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all happening for you. You know, the warriors of truth, the warriors of light, the warriors of God. And I just want to do an angel oracle. These are angel dreams. I'll just do one of these. Because I was thinking to myself over here when it first came out, and I forgot to say it because so many messages come through, but it's like a high council, the high council of the divine are discussing your case. They've seen how you were abused as a child and how frightened you were made to feel, but yet you still became the lion. You know, you still rose up, you still fought the good fight, because you are so empathetic and compassionate that you wouldn't want anyone to go through what you've been through. And that's a truly good person. Doesn't mean that you're perfect with your mouth. You know, it doesn't mean you don't stand up for yourself, call people out sometimes, or get angry. No one's perfect. This is very, so I just want to do, oh, we're all upside down. See, we're all upside down. Things are about to shift. Pole shifts. The poles are about to turn. They probably are. Blue. Communication, inner truth. You know your truth. You speak divine truth. You're a communicator. You know deep inside yourself. The inner truth's coming out. All the truth's coming out. It's all being triggered by the divine universe. It's all in divine timing. Kitchen, creation. Yeah, you might have been kept in the kitchen, but you know, you are a creator as well. You know how to make good food out of nothing. You know, you may have, you know, this is part of family as well. Your children remember the kitchen. They remember being in the kitchen with you. They love their home-cooked food. I'm getting that you have people who are missing you, and something's triggering them. But you know, this is the creator as well. They know that you've slaved hot and sweating in the kitchen. There could have been a fire in the kitchen, or a fire in the kitchen, or something like that. And then past life. So you know, you've been here before. And this is also a past life review. It's to do with gifts. So, you know, you're very gifted, you're very talented. So, and as I said in yesterday's reading, all your gifts are coming in. There could be remembrance as well, giving a beautiful gift. You know, you're a person who likes to surprise people, but there's a surprise coming for you. You know, you've already had your life review. You know, you already have spent so much time battling yourself, so much time in reflection in all of this blue, swirl. You know, you've already reviewed your life. You've gone over your life like a fine-tooth comb. I'm getting you have possibly a photographic memory that you forget nothing. And even if you do forget details of your life, you'll never forget the feeling. So that's very important. Yeah, expansion, inner self. So everything from the inside's coming out. So everything's being turned inside out. The truth, people are going to be seen for who they truly are. They can't hide their shadowy faces anymore. So the new the new moon, the waxing moon, when the moon waxes, you know, that's when we can start new projects. So it's a time for inner self. You know, that's what I'm saying. You've spent a lot of time in reflection, but you're going to be very successful. A period, you know, all the gifts and talents that you've had that have been suppressed. You know, maybe you could have been many things in your life, but there just seem to be one block after the other, possibly even self-sabotage because of self-worth. And all of a sudden, all of these gifts, all of these talents, you know, maybe you could have had so many talents, you could have run the world. Who knows? So all these, nothing is wasted. Everything, you know, everything is coming in and being revealed. You're spiritually very gifted as well, and you know, you have a strong connection and communication with the universe, with the divine God of all love and light, and you know, inner truth. God knows your truth. And conception. So there could be a baby being born, literally, or all of this creative energy, you know, that you put into your family, that you've tried to put into your work. Yeah, that's kind of been blocked by nasty people who feel threatened by you. Nobody likes a genius. Nobody likes an honest, truthful genius, that's for sure. Yeah, so all of this is going to be pushed into something new. It could be to do with writing, or, you know, it's going to make you abundant. It's going to make you money. But it's also, when you do have this wealth, that you're not going to lose your spirituality because of it, because you are so spiritually grown and strong, is what I'm getting. Yeah, transition. Oh, reflection. See, there we go. You know, the words are true. So there's winter here, the snowflakes here. You know, everything's you know, everything has divine design. There could, what do you call that? Mandelbrot or something like that, where patterns are within patterns are within patterns. Yeah, transition and release. So, you know, you're being released. This could be to do with winter as well, or Christmas. Yeah, oh, and look, truth revealed. yeah, truth revealed. And see, you've been this downtrodden person, and you look in, you know, you've been this person who's really been, yeah, down, like, you know, not really uncared for, unloved. But you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to see how beautiful you are. So, you know, you're going to see yourself as this beautiful person. You're going to reflect health, beauty, honesty and truth. Third eye awareness. You're being blessed. You are being blessed. And gardening, planting, manifesting, reaping. So everybody's reaping what they've sown. So if you've been a good person, you know, who has only could have little misdemeanors against you in the spirit world, then, you know, apologize for the misdemeanors and just be happy and glad that you are a person who was just and true from the beginning. If you're a person who's done terrible things, hurt someone else, try to block them, stop them, win over them, oppress them, suppress them, rob them of money, rob them of everything, try to get other people to turn against them, to leave them isolated and alone when they were nothing but loving and kind and fed you and nurtured you, then you have a lot, then you need to repent. Yeah, you do. It's time for repentance. Oh, and there's that rainbow and unicorn again. What? The most difficult part of a situation is over. You're special. You're a unicorn. Your investments are going to pay off. If you've invested money into anything, that's going to grow. All right. Love to you guys. Okay, this is an interesting reading. Love to you guys.